All right, good night, you beautiful people. What's going on? All right, guys, this is a late night chat. This is for the people who up late at night, and this is also for the people who in different countries that can who all know is like daytime to them, only for them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's for everyone. You could always come back and watch this live at any time. But what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Guys, time is just changing and thing is just happening and the regular man is like every day you wake up is something new, is something going on, is something happen. Every time you wake up, you want to know what is going on. But yes, guys, at the end of the day, we got to live. Regardless to what, we got to live. And what we're going to do to live, what we're going to do to survive, what we're going to do to make it in this new era. Because this new era that come forth, that they bring forth, it's already happening, it's already start, and we gotta start adjusting ourselves. There will be time when skill will be more important than anything. There will be time when learning to grow something will be more important than anything. There will be time when seeds that we throw away every day will be more important than anything. So it's a new era and time is changing. So we gotta wake up. There's no more time to sleep. We gotta wake up. Just check what's going on around the world today. Every day you wake up is something new, something happened, something is some flood, some fire. You know what I'm saying? People gotta run out their home because of fire. It's happening and you never know. We remember times gone by when we could have said, okay, it's only in certain place, certain things happening. You can't say that anymore. It can be by your doorstep, by the snap of a finger. Earthquake happening everywhere now. Tornadoes happening everywhere now. It's not just certain places. So you just never know. It's not for you to live in fear, but you just have an open mind to what is going on and to what is actually happening. What I see, I see a big change. And I know a lot of people don't like to talk about these things, but sometimes if you don't have these conversation and these dialogue, I mean, that we could, have conversation about when things start crumbling because it is crumbling. Everything we know is crumbling because now it's heading to a new era, a new age where things is not the same, where things is, and it will never be the same like how it used to be. We hit in a new era where machine is raging now. We hit in a new era where you could depend on a machine to do many things for you. So no manpower in much needed like before. You see what I'm saying? Look at what's going on today. We remember building a house, how long it used to take to build a house. We remember to build a warehouse, to build a mall, to build these things, how much years it used to take to build these things. Now into the wall, these things months. You see a big warehouse finish. Big, huge warehouse complete in months. You see what I'm saying? Because of technology. You see what I'm saying? So the power, the manpower they used to need, they don't need that no more. So what are we gonna do? You see what I'm saying? Survival. What about our survival tactics? What's your survival tactics? There's no need to live in fear. No one should ever have to live in fear. But it's just being aware and being prepared at the same time. I know we take it for granted sometimes. We do take it for granted. But what I do understand now, things are unfolding so fast. Things is unwrapping so fast these days. It's like, just check the past. A matter of fact, check for the past 12 years and see how fast things has changed, especially the last 3 years. Check how fast everything has changed. It's like within that time, is a whole heap of change. Technology has merged to another level, like a rising. Technology has taken a toll to at another level. So very soon, I'm telling you, very soon, we will be, I don't know, man, we will be in a place where we will be like very dependable. Because you know what, when we look at what's going on, there's no jobs. The jobs market is on another level. Machine is actually taking over these jobs. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I just know that it's getting a little scary when you look at what's going on. But don't live in fear. What you do when you look at the situation that's occurring, what you do is prep yourself. Start prepping yourself so you have an understanding. You start storing up a little food. This is another thing. We take this for granted. You know, as far as I'm as far as I'm looking now, I'm hearing part two is coming. Part two is actually coming. And if part two is coming, I'm just saying, if part two is coming, then I mean, think about it. Think about it. Part one was very, a lot of people cry, a lot of people lose a lot of things, a lot of people, I mean, just sit back and look for a moment, guys. Just sit back and think for a moment. All I'm saying is, it's getting pretty scary now, and people got to start to be conscious, more conscious of what actually going on. Because when we look at food prices, when we look at the cost for food, when we look at the cost for gas, when we look at the cost for rent, when we look at the cost for food, when we look at the cost for everything, and when you look at your salary, how much can your salary actually do? You see what I'm saying? Many people got to look for two jobs, two and three jobs. I mean, this is I mean, when you really sit back and think that you got to look for two and three jobs for live, just to live, just to live, two and three job just to live. Think about it, guys. Two and three jobs just to live. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. It's not easy. Some people, okay, hold on. Some people walk with their clothes in their bag and they move from one job to the next, from one job to the next, and just to live, just to take care of their family, just to able to pay their bills, just to keep a roof over your head. You see? So now it's no rest. It's no rest for the body. It's no rest for the mind. All you got to make sure you get up, prepare yourself to do two jobs before you come home. It's not easy. That's all I'm saying. It's not easy. So this life is just to make people aware of what actually happening. Yes, I know people are aware, but able to have a conversation about it, I do think it's a good idea. Just to able to have a conversation about what's going on and the situation today and the struggle and everything going up so high. But at the end of the day, people actually struggling because the salary is still the same. And if everything, gas, water, everything, food, clothes, house, everything going up, rent, and rent is on another level again. If everything goes up, but the salary remain the same, how would you make it? So the only how you could make it is by doing two jobs or try to become an entrepreneur. Many of us have great skills and the ability to be entrepreneur, but sometimes we don't associate ourselves with the right people. Sometimes all you got to do is associate yourself with the right people. Sometimes the right people could take you to another level because you have the idea. You have the brilliant idea that could take you to that level, but the right person could take you to that level. So we got to become entrepreneur. Hey, good it's home said, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yes, having a late night chat, you know. Yes. You know, if we look at what's happening today, I mean, think about it. Everything raising, rent, food, housing, land, clothing, everything raising except in your salary. The mindset we got to go at is a business. Try a business. At least try. Because I know not everybody want to get into business. It's understandable. And not everybody made for business. But sometimes we can come to, you see, and this is the problem too. The togetherness. The togetherness. You know, everyone is trying to get somewhere. And it's hard to get there by yourself. It's hard. And I also know it's hard to trust people. I also know that. But sometimes we got to associate ourselves with the right people. And if you associate yourself with people where money, cash is involved, anything is involved, just make sure you do it the right way. You see what I'm saying? Make sure you do it the right way. Let the paperwork be proper so nobody can take you for a ride. You know, I'm not telling you to just present money, raw cash money to a person. It got to be in paperwork. It got to be contracts. It got to be well put together, which the best how to do that is at least a professional. Let a professional put that paperwork together so they cannot hit you in the head. You see, because the paperwork, the contract is there. So my thing is getting ourselves in places where we can become comfortable, where we can become entrepreneur, where we can use that ability, that skills we have stored up in within us. Associate yourself with people that can see your gift and help you drag it out. That gift you've been sitting on for so much years, they can help you bring it out. You don't want people to suppress your gift, to see you have a gift and try to suppress it inside you because they believe with that gift it might be able to take you somewhere. And you know, it's just crazy and it's just sad. Togetherness, with togetherness, you find people that you can get together with and build. But people don't want to do that these days. Everybody just want to me. I. Well, guys, sometimes me, and I cannot get it done. Sometimes you got to join with me and someone else, or me and others. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you this again. They have a saying that men rule the whole household. And yes, men definitely rule the household. And men should be the protector of the household. That doesn't mean that other people, the lady, not supposed to be the protector as well. You understand? If the man is not home, the lady got to be the protector. You see what I'm saying? But one thing I want to say, this is just my opinion, guys, okay? This is my opinion. Sometimes there's brilliant women out there with brilliant ideas, and we take the tendency to shut them down with their brilliant ideas. You see, we try to shut them down with their brilliant ideas. And why? Because we get on ourselves caught up with, I'm the man. And oh, the man supposed to be ruling. So once a man ruling, the man says everything. So the woman have no say. The woman cannot bring up her beautiful ideas because the man and his ego gonna make that a situation where he don't want that because, oh no, I'm the man, you stand behind me. Well, guess what? Sometimes the woman have more brilliant ideas than the man. And to me, two head is better than one, right? Because guess what happens? Sometimes you have an idea, but that doesn't mean your idea is solid. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Mama Joe, how you doing? Right there, I should be hearing you like he's most time. Okay, all right, all right. My Davis. Okay, right, right. Okay, I got you, Mama J. Yes, the thing is, women have brilliant ideas, and because of how we brought up a certain way that man is the ruler and woman supposed to stand behind the man. But to me, is I'm not gonna say every woman, you understand, because we all know, and the same thing with every man. But there's women who could operate as rulers. You check what I'm saying? So now, if you have a woman, this is my opinion. Communication is best. You can learn. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Communication, yes. It's not just you, is us. Yes. So sometimes the woman have great ideas that both of you could sit down and come together and build on. You see what I'm saying? But because you shut the woman out, you have no idea what you're doing to yourself, because the idea that this woman might able to take you guys to another level, but you shut her out because you're the man. What about both of you join together hand in hand and walk with each other side by side? Why one got to be behind and one in front? Why, once you find a partner that could walk with you and understand you, and both of you could walk together, then don't close them out. Don't close them out. You should join with them. Maybe the idea can be discussed and formulated and then implement. Definitely, that's what I'm talking about, Mama G. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But a lot of men close the woman out and push them behind because their idea is the only idea that counts, which to me it don't make sense. Because if both of you have an idea and you sit down, or the woman have an idea, or say you have an idea and you discuss the idea with the lady, and she might see where it have some flaws, and she might say, well, you know what, it's a brilliant idea, but here what, let's do it. Let's change up a few things with what you said. And the man might get offensive. You see what I'm saying? Instead, you listen to the woman and try to say, okay, let me hear you, or let me hear what you got to say. Let the woman speak. And if it makes sense, nothing wrong if you add what she was saying to you, to what you were saying, because it makes sense. At the end of the day, it what works. And this is the problem today. Why all this is what creates so much separation of joining together. Because if you can't join together in your home with your wife, with your husband, how else could you join with? You see what I'm saying? But let me go here. Let me talk about this too, because not every, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking no one, but not every woman is build for, you understand, for be the ruler, to be, you understand, there's, just like how we have men that try to tell woman, oh no, you stay behind and I'm gonna be the leader. You have women will do that as well. Some woman, you understand, is like operate like men. You see? But my thing is togetherness, join together, teamwork, and build. Two people stand together. We got to start to look at each other as a partner, as a team, and not one, oh, I'm the leader and you stand behind me. You don't say anything. You'll be surprised how brilliant some of these women are. And you see what I'm saying? And what they have. And by you closing them down, all that brilliant information they have just disappear because you shut them down. But at the same time, there's a lot of women as well that will just get up and leave because they refuse to allow you to close them down. Also, there's a lot of men will get up and leave because they refuse to allow you that when you come up with your idea, because it's a vice versa thing, you know, guys. It's vice versa because many times men come up with great ideas and woman and the lady shut them down. Oh no, that's not a good idea. So it's vice versa. Don't get me wrong. It's vice versa. My thing is team work. That's my thing. The way I see it, two people living together, getting along, whether teamwork, try to compromise, try to work with each other. Because these two of you working together could take you guys to another place. You see what I'm saying? Teamwork, teamwork will help us. You see what I'm saying? We too separate with what actually going on. We too separate. We have to get more togetherness and build. You see, community. Listen me, guys. There's brilliant people out there, right? There's brilliant people out there with brilliant ideas. You know, there's little kids. Let me tell you something that where we missed out a lot on these young kids. Well, let me talk about the children for a minute. Difficult time are here and working together, you can accomplish. Exactly. Exactly, Mama J. Exactly. Exactly. Let me tell you where we miss out on these kids, right? Let me tell you where we miss out on these kids. And you know, we as parents and we as parents today, we has, you know, too much distraction. There's a lot of distraction pass our way for the past 20 years. There's a lot of distraction, and it really had take us to a place because no, when you look in your community, right? Everyone should be looking out in their community, right? And because you got to remember, sometimes some of these kids are genius. Some of these kids is genius. Some of them is entrepreneur. Some of them is doctors. They already have the ability to be these things from young. We as people should be going into these community and search for these people, these entrepreneurs, these brilliant kids. And we should come together and build them. Make sure they, you understand, everything. Make sure they're okay. Make sure they, you understand, get what they need to become who they want to be or what they want to be. Because we already see the greatness in them. But what we do, we don't look. We too distracted, and guess what? Someone else saw them, and someone else grabbed them, and someone else give them the nice job. And you see, no, they're not working for you because you didn't see them when they was walking up in the road. You didn't see them when they had one shirt and one pair of shoes. We didn't see them. But other people see them and take them because you know why? They see the ability. So all the greatness in our community, in your community, is just going elsewhere instead of to solve you or to help you. So now all your entrepreneur, all your brilliant mind, they're not working for you because you never saw them. They're working for someone else. And where they're working now, they got to follow rules. They cannot help you like that. You see what I'm saying? We should be, and this is the thing, we should be looking for these kids, these genius that's out there. We should be looking for these genius that's out there. Make sure they have food. Make sure they, listen me, man. We slackening up. And by we slackening up, what happening? We're losing. You're losing at the same time. Because all your grades is just scoring up. And work for others instead of we come together, build them, mold them the right way, that they grow up and they could start their own business. You prepare them that if there's an entrepreneur, you groom them, bring them up, help them, let them get there. So when they get there and open their business, they could start employ your children, your grandchildren. But we're not doing that. We watch them walking up and down. All they need is the help. All they need is someone to mold and put them in the right place, help them. We're supposed to seek the entrepreneur in your community, the lawyers in your community, the doctors in your community, the brilliant mind in your community. Mold them that they could come and help the community. But we don't do that. We don't do that. We ignore. We watch them instead of we look in. Listen to me. This is the way community should be running. This is how community should be running. Community should be running where there's elders, the elderly, seeking, coming through the community and seeking for the, just like you playing, just like for a football team, right? For a football team, what we do, you go in the village and you seek out all the ones that can play football, right? That's what you do. And then Them the one you seeking for. You go in and you watching them in football, playing the football, and them the one you go in and seek out for sports. So then why we don't go for the entrepreneur and the brilliant mind? Why we don't seek them out the same way people go and seek them out to play football and basketball? Why we don't seek them out and prepare them, help them that they could grow, own business, and employ our children or our grandchildren? What we do, we allow other people to do that. How can you grow with a state like that? How can you grow with a mindset like that, where you allow all your genius, all your doctors, all your brilliant mind, entrepreneur, to work for other people instead of for themselves? We community, man, community. You got to get back to community. And the hatred and the violence that's going on today is not helping. We got to get back to community where we help each other hands in hand. If I need something, I can maybe exchange, barter system, maybe exchange. If I need some flour, I can say, okay, I have some rice here, so could you, you understand? Get back to that place, because I'm telling you, in a few more months, of I'm not even saying years, I'm saying months, that it will be a different change, man, that you never see before. It's already happening. Soon it ain't gonna be money, you ain't gonna be dealing with money. And it's already happening in certain place already. Soon you wouldn't need a bank card. You wouldn't need, just like you remember when cards come out, everybody was excited with the little bank card or the credit card. Soon these things ain't valid anymore. Very, very soon. It's a different time. It's a different era where technology and machine is making a mark. So we just got to, in order to survive, man, in order to survive, you're going to have to go back to community lifestyle. Yeah, community. You remember how they used to do community in the old time? Well, I know the younger generation ain't gonna know about that. About the how they used to, you see how they used to e- do barter system. You remember barter system with something was something real cool. You didn't need money to survive. You didn't need money to survive. You could have actually exchange. So it's either you want to exchange or you just feel like, you know what? I'm going to just live. But to me, we got to get back to community. I don't think you can actually survive that easy without on your own. I think we got to go back to community, walking together, and we're not doing that. We're surely not walking together. We're not walking together. But that's how it is, man. So, guys, I will be popping in and do late night chat from time to time. So, just remember, guys, thank you guys as always for coming out tonight. And I'm just hoping that this life can actually motivate somebody, or I hope you guys can take it in the positive light that I'm trying to put it into. You see what I'm saying? I just feel like people got to start to come together more than fighting against each other. You cannot do it in this time on your own. Togetherness, okay? It's getting to a place where togetherness is the key. And without that, it's going to be hard to survive. You see, it's going to be hard because rent is getting expensive, homes are getting expensive, the workflow is getting lesser and lesser every day. Machine is taking a big part of the job. What are people actually going to do? And don't wait. Don't wait until it happens to make moves. So to me, it's about prepping. It's about start putting up some food. It's about start put stowing some seeds. It's about getting valuables, because valuables you could able to exchange from time to time. Like if you have golds, hold on them. Gold, silver, these things, them thing is valuables. Hold on them. The dollar pretty soon ain't gonna be is it's gonna become like a piece of paper. So put yourself in place, be prepared, not scared, because getting scared might make you panic. So it's no time to get scared, it's just time to be aware. Okay? And togetherness is the key. Unity is the key. Love is the key. We cannot do it on our own. We cannot do it by ourselves. So at the end of the day, coming together, the violence is not helping. Protecting each other, protecting your neighborhood, protecting your community. Everyone's supposed to come together and protect their own community. These days, the world has come where everyone is for actually their self. The world has come where community, no community is just you live there, I live here. You live over there, you live there. Is no togetherness. Many people, their neighbors and them is not can't even get along. Could you imagine? The people right side you can't get along with them. And I'm not saying it's your fault most of the time. I'm just saying it happens. When you look at it, could you imagine you fall down in your yard and you and your neighbor not talking and they see you fall down and they just leave you there, not even calling the ambulance for you? Could you imagine that? That's not no how for us to live. That's not no way for us to live with each other. We got to live in unity. We got to live where we can help each other and look out for each other. We got to live where if someone needs something. If somebody needs something, we can help them. And maybe next, you understand? But where a lot of people is saying, where a lot of people is getting thing about, because what we see going on, for what we see going on, many people is actually not trying. Many people is not even trying. Like for instance, you tell someone, well, listen me, I think it's time for you to start prepping yourself. And some people will tell you, no, whenever that time come, I'll deal with it. So you see what I'm saying? So now, if you decide you don't want to prep or you don't want to do anything for what we see happening, and if anything do happen and then you decide you want food, people are going to shut you out. And I understand, because the warning is clear. The warning is clear. It's in the air, where we actually got to start to do things different. We actually gonna start to adjust. We have to adjust, because time is changing. All right, guys, I wanna end here. I just wanted to have a late night chat. You know what I'm saying? These times is great. Is great time. This time is great time. Late night, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes you got to choose some of these times to deliver these type of information, because sometimes it it will be understood. All right. So thank you guys for coming out as always. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Goody Homestead. Thank you, Mama J, for coming to tonight. Appreciate you guys as always. Yes, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love to all. Good night.